What's up everyone, it's your boy Kasey of the CDA and Life's Amazing Journey. Today, we're going to compare two very different binders that are commonly played by people in the Yu-Gi-Oh community. Now, if you don't play the Yu-Gi-Oh trading card game, you can still use these binders. So, feel free to continue watching this video. But today we're going to mainly focus on the Yu-Gi-Oh trading card game. Let's get started. Now, first and foremost, these binders are in their original packaging, meaning that when we judge these, it'll be 100% fair. So, let's open these bad boys up. First, we're gonna start with the Ultra Pro binder. Now, immediately I noticed that there's no little opening, meaning that you're going to have to try to rip this and get open some other way. However, with the Monster binder, you can open it with this flap right here, which really isn't all that big of a deal, but being able to peel a flap is much easier than having to try to break open this. So it just depends on your preference, but that's so trivial in the grand scheme of things, but it is something that we should note since we're gonna do a 100% review of these two binders. After all, opening the packaging is the first step to getting your new binder. All right, so I'm gonna open these and I'll be right back. All right, before I continue, that really doesn't matter at all now, because literally all I had to do was rip the bottom and it just slides right out. So easy packaging, or should I say easier packaging for the Monster binder? Not quite. They're both fairly easy to open. All right, so now let's open these for the first time and see what we're dealing with. So first we're gonna start out with the Monster binder. Okay, I really like the white pages because it'll make your cards pop. The only thing with the Monster binders is when you first open it, your page is going to be a little sticky or stuck together. Sometimes they have a little bit of friction to them, but that'll go away fairly soon, especially once you start putting cards in there. So let's just go through all the pages and help you get them stuck off of each other. All right, so I did notice that some of these are indented a little bit, which isn't ideal, but it's not like a deal breaker or anything. All right, so now let's take a look at the Ultra Pro binder. Okay, so here's something that's different. The Monster binder, you open it, you're right at the pages. However, with the Ultra Pro binder, they give you a little protector, which is actually really nice. I do like that. That's a bonus for them right there. So let's see if they gave us any more. And they did. Halfway in, we got another one. Did they give us one in the back? Of course they did, right? All right, so let's check out the pages. Okay, so the pages aren't sticking together, which I do like. I do like that they're not sticking together. Not that that's really too much of a big deal, but it is nice. Okay, so when it comes to the pages, at least in the aspect of flipping through with the initial flip, I prefer the Ultra Pro. However, I've used Monster binders in the past, and after a while, the flipping becomes really easy, and easily would be a 5 out of 5. I do really like the fact that you can put this on and keep it closed. That's really handy. But both these are really nice because they're side loading, which means anti-theft and better chance of your cards not falling out. So, really handy. All right, so now we're gonna fill these up and we're gonna compare with actual cards inside. All right, so we finished adding cards to both binders. We filled them all the way up, and it actually took a lot longer than I was expecting, but I guess that makes sense. All right, so as you can see, this one, the Monster binder, is having a hard time closing. This one, it pops up slightly, but because it comes with this strap, you can close it and it's flat. So this one's better when you fill it all the way up. Also, I noticed with the Monster binder, see, you have the cards on the edge, and then when you go to the back, let's say you tried to flatten it, you're bending these cards that are right here, as well as if you try to do it vice versa. Now, the back, maybe not so much as important as the front because typically people will put their best cards in the front. But the fact that it bends the front a little bit, if you were to push this down, which you probably won't if you notice that. But if you were to, or say someone else was to, they could end up bending your cards, which is never fun. So if you're gonna fill it all the way up, I'd give the points to the Ultra Pro. However, I noticed with the Yugioh size cards, the cards fit better in here. Nice and snug. See, you could do this, they probably won't be going anywhere, right? You can boom, 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 right? Still looks sweet. But with the Ultra Pro, they're a little bit more loosely in the sleeves, which might actually be a problem. However, to solve this problem, I thought of double sleeving. Double sleeving will give it more girth inside the sleeves, and it may prevent it from doing the unwanted sliding, which will help you out. And then you'll be able to have your binder looking sweet. Because there's nothing that will ruin your display than if you have like cards that are slid out a bit, and then they turn the page, and then they see a whole mess. But if you double sleeve, that's gonna help you out. Also, it makes it closer to the other cards, so there's not as much blank space. And since the Ultra Pro is actually cheaper, which we'll talk about in a second, you could actually probably spend the extra money on getting another set of sleeves for each card in your binder, assuming you're going the sleeve route. Although I would potentially go the sleeve route if you're going to be putting in high rarity cards or anything that's going to be worth a decent amount. Okay, so I do also want to note a few things. One, these are a little bit more clear on the monster binder, the actual pages themselves, so the cards are a little bit more clear to see. However, with the Ultra Pro binder, it's a little bit, I don't know if you could tell from this, but it's a little bit more glossy, like kind of like film-like. So they don't really pop as much, and also, of course, what we mentioned earlier about them being bigger. But typically, that's because the Ultra Pro is for Magic, and people would put other cards in back of the Magic cards, like let's say a playset of 4 or something, because in Magic it's 4, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is 3. So they put like 4 cards back there, and that's why there's a little bit more room back there and why your cards might slide. But double sleeving definitely helps. Alright, so now let's talk about price. For a monster binder, it's a little bit more. It's typically in the range of about 30 bucks. Give or take, and the Ultra Pro is usually about $20. It ranges around there. Now, it's not to say that these are going to be exactly that price, but they usually range around those prices. So all in all, I really like the monster binder, and I also really like the Ultra Pro. They both have positives and negatives to them, but I hope that this helped you make a decision. I'm still debating which one I like more, but if I had to choose only one, I'd probably pick the Ultra Pro, just because I usually like to fill up my binders completely, and as you can see with the monster binder, it's a little bit more difficult to do that. However, it does take a little bit more of a startup cost. I know you're saving because the Ultra Pro is cheaper, but you do have to buy 2 sets of sleeves for every single card in here, and these hold 360? So 360 cards. Usually you can get a pack of sleeves, Yu-Gi-Oh! Size, 60 of them. However, the bigger ones that you're going to be double sleeving with, because if you don't, your cards are probably going to slide, you only get 50, so you do the math there. In my honest opinion, I don't think it really matters which one you pick. They both have positives and negatives to them. However, if you're planning on filling up your binder, I would choose the Ultra Pro, and if you're not planning on filling up your binder completely, I would choose the monster binder. But it's really at your sole discretion. However, I do hope that this video helped you a little bit to see the positives and negatives to both binders, because they both do have positives and negatives. So thanks for watching. I hope you guys liked the video, and I hope you guys got something out of it. Remember, the most important thing isn't whether you like a monster binder or an Ultra Pro binder. It's that you have fun. So go out there and have some fun. If you're not already subscribed, go ahead and click that subscribe button, because we've got some great content coming up. And don't forget to smash the like button And also, I want to know in the comments below, have you guys ever had a monster binder? And have you guys ever had an Ultra Pro binder? Also, what was your favorite thing and least favorite thing about each one? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel, Life's Amazing Journey. I'm Officially Case, and I'm officially signing off. Till next time, peace out everyone. Really? Really? You're really gonna start that road to me like that? It's messed up.